Hi everyone, I'm Jamie O'Hara, this is Rob Hisee. This is episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about depression. Now everyone knows what depression is. Potentially a lot of us have all suffered from it. Me personally, Rob has helped me through it all. Today we're going to be talking about it especially because of the situation that everyone finds themselves in right now. People self-isolating, people struggling. And if you're on your own, this is a really important time where we can really talk about the tools and the techniques and what depression actually is. I'm going to pass you over to the expert. He's going to talk us through it and we'll have a chat about our experiences and how we've dealt with it.
Right, so first of all, what depression actually is, I want to give you an overview of what it really is. So we can put a picture up so you can see exactly what depression is. It's a thought process. It's not a mental illness as such, it's a thought process. And the process works like a little bit like this, yeah? Well, it works like this. You have thoughts of the past, present, and the future. That's all we can think. We can't think sideways. We either go back into the past, we think about what we're doing in the moment, and we think of the future. So your today thoughts are the present, the past experiences, and our future creations of what we're doing next. Now what depression is when this one gets deleted. There's no future, there's no visions. On the first episode we talked about visualizations, and this is what you don't have. So depression is when your thoughts are in the moment, so you get up and you think, what am I doing today? I want to go see my mum, walk the dog, take the kids to school, whatever it is, right? Now your brain makes 58,000 to 68,000 thoughts a day. So because you're not directing it where to think, what's it going to do? It's going to go, all right, well I've got to think of something. So the unconscious goes, right, let's go back into the memory bank, your hard drive, your brain. Let's pull something out. So if you ain't creating direction of thought, it goes back into the past. So, for instance, if you're depressed, people split up with their boyfriends. Use this as a metaphor. So a girl splits up with her boyfriend, she's crying, and one day she will get up and she'll feel good, because you will get up, even in depression one day, and you'll release serotonin, you look out the window and you think, you know what, I feel alright today. And this is your moment to shine, this is your moment to step forward. But automatic pilot kicks in, you look out the window, you think, yeah, you know what, I'm going to see my mum, blah blah blah. Oh no, I'm going to take the dog for a nice walk over the park today, it looks really nice, the weather looks good out there. Then what happens? Your here and now thoughts run out. Your present thoughts have just run out, so your brain goes, alright, let's pull up something from the memory bank. Now it's going to trigger off what your present thought was. So, I remember I used to go over the park with my ex-boyfriend, we used to hold hands, and you know how good it is. I bet he's round there, you have a girlfriend now, I bet he's doing the same thing he did with me. Why did he cheat on me? Why did he do this? And all of a sudden, you've gone from here, this happy zone, you started releasing your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and you start to feel bad. Now the problem is, which people keep telling you about psychotherapy and CBT, is that the past is gonna help you recover. No, it isn't. This helps you recover. This just makes you make sense of it, yeah? So when you're thinking of a past experience, may it be good, may it be bad, yeah? It's all gonna be a negative emotion, because, for instance, if someone's overweight, yeah, and they think how good they used to look, what are they gonna say to me? Rob, you know what? I looked real good back then. 5 years ago, I looked so good. What are they saying unconsciously in the present? I look like crap now. In the past, Rob, I had so much energy back then. What are they saying in the present? I'm lazy, I ain't got no energy. So whatever you're talking about, a good experience in the past, is only reminding you that you're not now. So even though you're smiling at a picture of yourself, how good you used to look, the unconscious, the emotion you're getting is a low self-worth one. And then if you think of a bad experience like getting mugged or getting robbed or abused or someone passing away, you're going to bring back the feelings of what you experienced through that process in the present moment. So looking backwards ain't helping no one, yeah? Because if you walk forward looking backwards, literally down the street, you're going to walk into a wall and you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to walk out into the road and get run over. Something bad's going to happen to you. So why are you doing it with your thoughts? So depression, which as Jamie just said, during this bad time where people are going to be isolated and kept indoors, it's going to cause us to do this a hell of a lot. So this is where we need to be thinking. This is where you need to be. While you've got your time indoors, use it wisely. Create those visualizations of your future. Try it out, and you will get pulled back. Everyone gets pulled back here and there, but you've got to be going to this zone. So in this zone here, when your thoughts go from here and now to the past, here and now to the past, you're going to find depression, anxiety, low self-worth, low motivation, all the bad stuff you don't want. That's the emotions that thought process creates. Now, this thought process, present to the future, you're going to find love, motivation, drive, creation, respect, honour, all the good things that you want, all these good emotions, confidence, they all live in this thought process. That is the difference between someone's successful and someone's not successful. You can bounce along the two, but you really want to start programming your mind over the 30 days with the visualization process and the awareness of this thought process, that this is where we need to be. We need to be creating future thoughts. You will get pulled back in there, it's normal, but you have to keep jumping back there. That's what life's about. You're going to get knocked down. Sometimes you get cause and effect. Something outside of you causes you to feel low self-worth. Someone calls you ugly, you can take it sensitive. But cure and change comes from the opposite. It ain't the old model of reality of cause and effect. It's now we can create the cause, in the present by visualization. Then we can predict the effect, because the unconscious don't know what's real and it isn't. So when you're visualizing internally, your unconscious is releasing the emotions to 30-40% of how you're going to feel in the future. So we can predict the effect, how it's going to feel already. So we need to stay into this zone and, don't focus on what you don't want. What your experience in the past was. Anxiety is taking a bad past experience and throwing it into the future and seeing it happen again and manifesting in another way. So that ain't really creating a past experience, you're just recreating the past in your future. So let's keep it here, guys, and remember, use this time wisely. If you can meditate, whatever it needs for you to calm yourself down if you're feeling the pressures, and get visualizing.
Rob, on that as well, which I was just going to jump in and ask a question that probably a lot of people are thinking is, if you're at home right now and you are suffering a little bit with depression, or you're not being able to do your everyday sort of routine that you've got, what little tips can you say to people that's going to help, not just the visualization, but what else is there that you can kind of focus on? Is there little tools, little triggers, little things? Can you explain maybe how to do that? Yeah?
Well, the main thing is, there ain't no secret, no magic around it. It does come down to visualization, and it might be, I'd say, and a lot of people can't see this. This is the problem. They don't know what they want. So this is a good time to sit and reflect on the possibilities. If you could have things, what do you actually like to do? What will make you happy without money? What makes you smile? Say for me, I discovered that what makes me smile without money, without material things, is helping other people. And the minute I discovered that I like seeing other people smile, I take the piss out of myself to see someone else smile. The minute I sort of realised that is when my life started elevating, because I loved helping people, so my life changed. I've become very good at what I do. And so I would say a technique what I would recommend is, if you close your eyes, this is a big technique. If you're feeling anxiety or depressed, and you can't find any visualizations, you can't create a vision, that's because your cortisol is too high and you're getting pulled back here automatically. So you need to shut the body down. You need to go, like if you get a dog and you go sit, and all your emotions are going, that's your unconscious mind. You have to tell it to sit and stay. And guess what? When you close your eyes and you start relaxing, it's gonna start self-talking, because the brain makes 58,000 to 68,000 thoughts a day. So what you need to do is close your eyes, put some soft music on, and we need to disconnect from the world. Not connect, disconnect. So we close our eyes, we focus on our breathing, or we focus on a piece of music with our eyes closed. What will happen is, within a few seconds, a voice will kick in and go, what are we going to do for dinner later? Or whatever it talks. Maybe say something really positive. Oh, this feels good. Whatever that voice comes up, that ain't you, that's your unconscious. Yeah, you have to go away, like a dog. Sit, get out of it, and then go back to the music again. A few more seconds will go by, and the voice will come in talking again. The minute you start to notice this voice talking, remove it, get out of it, back to the music. And what you'll start to notice is over the first 2-3 minutes, that the voice will disappear and it'll just completely go. And what we see on the brain scan is, like, the whole light of your brain, all the lights that you can see lit up, all start to quieten down, and you end up in this little centre of your mind, of the unconscious mind, or in the subconscious. You're sort of just sitting in the operating system. Now your body feels completely relaxed. The body ain't got no feelings of fear, no feelings of happiness. You just become very present in the moment. And this is a great place you have to get yourself to this mindful state. If you're suffering with depression and anxiety, before you can create the visions, because a lot of people go, I can't create a vision. Anyone can create a vision. I ain't a guru giving you some magic. You're born to create visions. Like, if you close your eyes and think of a picture of your mum and dad, you can see it. So, you can visualize inside your mind, but we do get restricted from the unconscious if this is going out of control. So we need to take a moment, just 5 minutes sometimes, before we create visions. If you're finding it hard to visualize, close your eyes, focus on the music, get rid of that self-talk, and then start creating your visualizations, and that will change your biochemistry.
Just another massive thing that I want to talk about on depression. It's not just about being alone. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are suffering in silence, and we can help. These little things that we're trying to do now is to reach out to these people, and hopefully if you're listening, you're tuning in, you can take something from this which might help you get through the day or get through the next few weeks or the next few months. Always reach out to people. You know, everyone says you might be self-isolating, you might be on your own, but we've got FaceTime, you've got messages, you can still get hold of people, you can still make sure we're not living in the 1920s or we ain't got phones. You are able to still contact people that you might not be able to go and see because they might be in a vulnerable or risk factor of this coronavirus, but you can still make sure you're still in contact and you can still make sure that you're speaking to them, giving them the tools to help them get through that day. Because the one thing that I've found with the depression side is massive is when people don't talk. And them little social things that you might normally do, you might see someone one day that every week you go down the shop, so you could do your weekly shop, you might speak to that lady or that man, and all of a sudden that's been taken away from you. You know, I come into football, and there's people here around the football club that I only really see on a Saturday or a Tuesday night. And all of a sudden now, I'm not being able to speak to them people. You know, so I always try and think, how can I get hold of them? Can I contact them? Can I get their number? Can I come in and see them? You know, and so there's little things like that. Don't just switch off from the world.
I think that's a good thing, because not only for your self-worth, for you to feel good, you're still connecting to your friends, they all like to hear from you, you know, connect to each other, help each other. There's a lot of vulnerable people out there that are ill and that are overage. This virus is more of a worry to. But, you know, we're quite healthy. So, you know, reach out to them. If you go down a shop for an elderly person who lives nearby or something, or an aunt or uncle, you know, put yourself out to help, because it feels good. It feels really good when you help others, trust me.
Everyone, thanks for listening. Make sure you stay safe. And tomorrow we'll be back again for another big episode.
Speak to you soon.